In example 3, I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to graph using the slope and y-intercept instead of having to always plug it into your calculator. So if we take a look at letter A, we have y equals negative 3x plus 2. So we're going to start by identifying the slope and the y-intercept. My slope of this equation is the number that's in front of the x, which is negative 3. And my y-intercept is that number that's being added to my function, which is 2. So my y-intercept is 2. And I can think of my y-intercept as a point, 0, 2. And you can use the slope to help you graph with any point. It doesn't have to necessarily be the y-intercept. So on your homework, you might just be given a random point, say, and a slope, and you can graph it the same way we're going to graph here. But if I'm going to use my slope and my y-intercept, the first thing I want to do is graph my y-intercept. I need a point to start. So if I graph that y-intercept at 0, 2, I should have a point right here on my graph. Then I'm going to use my slope. And again, my slope is the point, or is the number negative 3. I always want my slope as a fraction. So I'm going to write this as a fraction, which any whole number, you can divide it by 1 and it's the same thing. If I use my slope to help me graph, the numerator here, remember, is the rise, back from when we did slope. And the denominator is my run. So the numerator is kind of what's happening up or down, and the denominator is left and right. If you have a negative, it needs to be either in the top or you can put it in the bottom. So you decide where it should be. Now, I usually will always put my negatives up on the top just to make things easier. But a negative on the top tells me that I am going to be going down, and I'm going to go down 3 units. On the bottom, a positive number tells me I'm going to be going to the right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to come back to my y-intercept, and I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go to the right 1. So my new point is going to be right here at 1, negative 1, and I'm going to plot that point. And I can do that as many times as I want. So starting from this point now, I can go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. So I know the point 2, negative 4 also lies on my graph. And like I said, I can continue to do that for as many points as I want. So I have another point here, 2, 3, another point here. Now, instead of having to go down and to the right, sometimes you might run out of room going down. You might come to this point and say, ooh, I needed another one and I have nowhere to go. So you can always do the complete opposite. So negative 3 over 1 is the same thing as writing 3 over negative 1. So this way it would tell me to go up 3, since it's positive on the top, and to the left 1, since it's negative on the bottom. So I could come back to my y-intercept, and instead of going down and to the right, I can now go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 1, giving me the point negative 1, 5. And what you should notice is that it's still on that same line. Once you are done with your points, and I would recommend getting as many as you can, use that straight edge. Remember, I don't have a straight edge that I can use on the videos, but you should have a nice straight edge to draw a straight line. If we take a look at letter B doing the same type of thing, I'm looking at 3/4 x minus 6. My slope here is 3 over 4. So I can say the slope is 3 over 4. And my y-intercept is the point 0, negative 6. That's a negative. So using those two pieces of information, I start with my y-intercept, which is at 0, negative 6. And then my slope is telling me that I want to go up 3, since it's a positive 3, and to the right 4, since it's a positive 4. So I'm going to come to my graph, and I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to get my new point at 4, negative 3. And I can do that again. From here I can go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get a point 8, 0. Now, let's say that I needed to do another point. I needed 4 points on my graph. But as I tried to go up 3, I'm fine. But if I try to go right 4, I end up off my graph. So just like before, instead of going up and to the right, I can do the complete opposite and go down and to the left, pretending that both of these were negatives because it means the same thing. So I could come back to my y-intercept, and this time I could go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, giving me a point at -4, -9. Noticing that it's still on my graph. Get that straight edge and get your line drawn in. If you have any questions on this, please let me know.